Thank you. Thank you, Chairman Stauber. I've been going through some of the documents prepared for this hearing, and I just had a clarifying question here. Mr. Holt, on your disclosure form for the hearing, you have submitted under the question of whether you are a fiduciary of any organization or entity that has an interest in the subject matter of the hearing. You've answered no to that, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Just to clarify, you are the president of the Consumer Energy Alliance. You also are the managing partner of HBW Resources, correct?
Correct.
Which is a registered lobbying firm for CEA?
Correct.
You have no fiduciary responsibility in either of those organizations?
I have a fiduciary responsibility in both those organizations. CEA is a independent organization run by a board of directors that is contracted to HBW to help manage CEA.
So you do not have a fiduciary responsibility in either of those organizations?
In terms of being responsible for the organizations, yes, I do have a fiduciary duty.
So you
You're
do
correct.
have a fiduciary responsibility. Now, in terms of interest in the hearing, CEA has membership of, that includes the American Petroleum Institute, Chevron, Arena Energy, ExxonMobil, National Ocean Industries Association, Shell, et cetera.
Correct.
Would you like to correct your disclosure form?
No, I'm not sure I understand the nature of the question. Consumer Energy Alliance is a 501c4 that is a membership-driven organization. It's got approximately 380 member companies that are members of CEA. All are listed on our website. All our tax forms are listed on the website. So the annual revenues of CEA are public and transparent. The board of directors for CEA runs the organization. The board of directors has hired HBW to help manage that organization. And
HBW receives, from what I'm seeing in the IRS filing, 74% of CEA's revenue went to HBW. You are the president of CEA and you're the managing partner of HBW.
That's correct.
And CEA's revenue comes from?
The member companies.
Which includes the American Petroleum Institute.
And 380 other member companies.
Including
Correct.
Shell, ExxonMobil, and Occidental Petroleum.
But I would add to this, for the record here, 75% of CEA's membership does not produce a molecule of energy at all. So they are consumers representing farmers, manufacturers, small businesses, and families all over the country.
Okay, I see. The other thing I'd like to follow up on as well is HBW is also registered that they lobby directly for oil and gas interests like Louisiana Mid-Continent Oil and Gas Association, correct?
Say that one more time. What was the organization?
The Louisiana Mid-Continent Oil and Gas Association.
Yes, we have a member on staff that does work for LaMoga. Yes.
So the filing is that you are not a fiduciary of an, I'm just trying to clarify, you're the managing partner of a lobbying firm that has oil and gas clients. You are a witness today as a CEA, but we are seeing no disclosure of that in the documents for this hearing.
Again, I'm not sure I'm following your questioning here. I have a fiduciary duty as the president of CEA to manage CEA to the best of my ability. I'm trying to fulfill that on a daily basis. And the CEA membership, which is largely made up of consuming entities all over the country, I also have a fiduciary duty to a certain extent extended through CEA to all those organizations.
Okay, and why was
what
that
we're doing.
not, but why was your answer that you did not have a fiduciary, whether you were
I
not?
think I probably interpreted that question of, do I have a financial stake or do I own stock or something in one of these companies, which is, I think I answered it correctly.
We can explore that. We'd be happy to make sure that we get that updated if necessary. Thank you very much. I yield back to the chair.
Thank you very much. The chair now recognizes Representative Hunt from Texas for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Vito, thank you for being here, ma'am. Really appreciate it. In your most recent publication, you discussed concerns about pollution in Houston. I've lived in Houston my entire life, and I can tell you on the firsthand account that this is the cleanest and safest I've seen Houston actually in my entire lifetime. When I was in middle school and elementary school, I remember not being able to go to school because of smog days. You could not see the skyline of Houston, Texas, because the smog was so bad that they would not allow children to go to school. If you're under the age of 33, you're born and raised in Houston, you have absolutely no idea what a smog day is. Now, I recognize that we aren't perfect, and I understand that we have a ways to go, but I think this is a testament to the work done by the oil and gas industry and actually to innovate to make it safer and cleaner as we continue to do so for the future. No one on the planet produces energy cleaner and safer than American oil and gas, especially the companies in my district. The entire energy corridor is in my district, and I pride myself in being the energy congressman of the entire world. As a candidate, I traveled across the country to meet people from all walks of life and all races and of all people. And you discuss how the oil and gas industry has impacted communities of color. And I want to let you know this is something that we could actually both agree upon. It does impact communities of color, and I'm going to tell you how. Behind me is a screenshot of a docu-series that my team and I produced for the oil and gas industry. One such story is the man behind me. His name is Mario Lugo. He runs a company in my district that provides countless opportunities for all walks of life. He has an amazing story, going from abject poverty to generational wealth while providing jobs to countless numbers of people. He's a Hispanic man, grew up in poverty, created well-capped technology to make our oceans cleaner and the industry safer as a whole, and Mario's Hispanic. I can tell you that Mario and I could really care less about skin color. He actually cares about making the industry safer and cares about making our industry better. This is the cover of the Epic Times from 2 days ago. Front page. This is talking about opportunities to minorities and people of color that have the opportunity to make a six-figure job from day one. One of the only industries in the entire world that can produce that on day one. It's a diverse collection of people, as you could probably imagine. And I've talked to a lot of people on the ground. I've been on rig sites. I've been offshore. And oil and gas is anything but racist if you see it from our perspective. In fact, the industry is known as the industry of second chances. While visiting one of the sites, I was speaking with a black gentleman, Plains All-American in Oklahoma, who said that, quote, the oil and gas has been a godsend to him. He explained that there were workers of color and diversity and people that had prior criminal convictions, a lot of people that had no chance of employment in any other industry, and that the oil and gas industry is, as I said, is the place of second chances. And that sounds like the land of opportunity that our country was founded upon. Oil and gas for the next 20, 30, 40 years, or my lifetime, is not going anywhere. In fact, as the global population continues to increase, as we push to 10 billion more people, we're going to need more barrels of oil and more energy. And I'm not talking about the champagne problems we have in this country. I'm talking about developing countries like Africa and Asia and India. The issue here is not necessarily where we're at in terms of how much pollution we are encountering right now. The issue is how do we continue to innovate and allow the oil and gas industry to innovate to get to the minimal amount of pollution as possible. Right now, the United States is about 12.8% of the world's carbon and decreasing. This notion that we are going to replace energy in oil and gas is a lie. There is no such thing as energy transition. It's only energy addition. And at some point, as we get to the most abundant, more abundant, reliable source of energy for the future, we'll get there at some point through innovation. But it's not going to be by shutting down the very industry that allows us to sit in this room comfortably. It's going to allow me to get on a plane and fly back home tomorrow, hopefully. Thank you for that industry. We will continue to innovate. We will continue to make Houston cleaner. But I got to tell you, in my 42 years of existence, it's the best I've ever seen it. With that.